Hello, resistors. So what is a resistor? It is a device which offers opposition to the flow of electric charges or electric current. So it is represented with a symbol as I wrote here. It looks like a humps on the road. The humps opposes the speed of the vehicle. Similarly, here the conductor or the resistor which opposes or which gives opposition to the flow of charges, that is the amount of opposition is known as a resistance. So we use two types of resistors. One is wire bound or wire wound resistor and another is carbon resistor. Wire wound resistor is prepared on the principle or the value of resistance depends on rho into L divided by A, resistivity and length and also area of cross section of the wire. So here we use different types of alloys to prepare the wire wound resistor. We use nickel a manganese alloy, which is manganese, nickel and copper alloy, or constantan, which is a alloy of your nickel and copper, or nichrome, nickel chromium iron alloy is used to prepare the wire wound resistor. In lab also we use the resistors which looks like this. So here we will be having the wire inside the resistor here. So in the lab what we use a resistor, it looks like this. Inside that one we will be having the wire which is made up of alloy. So number of or the length of the wire will give the resistance to this resistor. And also we use the standard resistance box which looks like this. It is used in the lab also. It will be having different values from the fraction of ohms to few hundreds of ohms of the resistance you can give. Here if you open the resistance box, inside the resistance box also you can see the wire, different length of the wires wound here. So depending on the length, once you select the material and wire, resistivity and area of cross section is fixed. So the resistance will be directly proportional to the length. So depending on the length, if length is more, the resistance will be more. On that principle, these wire bound resistors are prepared. Another device which is used in the lab is also popularly we are using, which is known as a rheostat. This is also a resistor. Here also we will be having a fixed material, nichrome or constantan, whichever may be the alloy. So we will be using that one depending on if you connect the wire here from top to bottom. So as you vary, the length varies, so the resistance goes on varying. So this is works as a variable resistor. But the wire wound resistors are little bit costly and also it is size is bigger. So we go for the carbon resistors. So carbon resistors are made up of carbon which are very cheap. Here in the market if you go, you can see different values of resistors. Here I am showing a resistor here. Different values of resistors will be used. All these resistors will be used in the circuits, electronic circuits. We are using this type of resistors which is very cheap. If you go to the market, this may be costing around 20 paisa or 50 paisa. So for our discussion, I am going to take a model of the resistor. Here this carbon resistor, since it is very small in size, it is very difficult to print the values on this resistor. Here this metal wire wound resistors, it is very easy. They can print or write the values here. Here also you can print the values. The size is big, but in the case of carbon resistor, since it is very small in size, it is very difficult to print the values. So we go for color coding of the carbon resistors. So here I have a model here. The same resistor I am going to use for our discussion. So there will be the bands. So how does you will find the values of these bands? So there is a rule. So here we will be seeing the different bands here. So 3 color bands, and there will be the 4th band, which may be a silver, gold, or without band also there may be a resistor of carbon resistor. Depending on the color code, we can find the values. We will see that one, how we will find that one. For that purpose, to remember that one, we have a word B.B. Roy of Great Britain has a very good wife with the gold silver necklace, so that we can fix the or count the remember the values of the different colors. So I will give a list of the colors. So this is a model of a carbon resistor with bands. So how you remember the colors and codes, I have given a clue there. So for black it is 0, brown 1, red 2, orange 3, yellow 4, green 5, blue 6, violet 7, grey 8, white 9. So it is related here: black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, grey, white. So these are the colors for the bands, and for the tolerance we have gold and silver. So here the first 2 bands will represent the significant numbers of the resistance, and the 3rd band here, 3rd band represents the multiplier, and the 4th band represents the tolerance. Tolerance means how much the variation of the resistance of this resistor takes place, plus or minus. We will discuss that one in a next one example. Here we can find the value of this resistor. What is the value here? So I have a color here: yellow, violet, black, and the gold band. So first 2 bands represents the numbers, mere numbers of the value of the resistor in ohm. So yellow represents here, from the chart we can see, yellow means it is 4, violet means it is 7. You have to just write this way, 4 7, so it becomes 4 7. And black represents the multiplier here. It is of the, in terms of the 10 to the powers. So black means 0, so it is the 10 to the power 0. So 47 into 10 to the power 0 ohm. So it is nothing but 47 into 1, so it is 47 ohm. And now we have a gold band here. The last one is the gold. So here yellow, violet, black. Yellow 4, violet 7, black 10 to the power 0, and gold is plus or minus 5%. So tolerance means its resistance varies between 47 with that plus or minus 5%. Similarly, if just same colors but the just the multiplier band changes, what will happen? We'll see. Just here, instead of black, I have here red, so it is yellow, violet, and red, and also the 4th band is silver. So yellow it is 4, violet it is 7, and red means multiplier. Here you can see red stands for 10 to the power 2. So what is the resistance value here? It is numbers, mere numbers I have to write, 4 and 7. So 4 7 into multiplier is 10 to the power 2. Say this yellow represents 4, violet represents 7, and this red band represents multiplier is 10 to the power 2. So, and also we have the 4th band, it is the tolerance, it is silver, so it is 10%. So what is this value? You can write it is very easily, 4 7 into 10 to the power 2, so it is 4700 ohm. So it is nothing but 4.7 kilo ohm with the 10% variation, plus or minus 10% variation or tolerance. So what does that means? 10% plus or minus. So 10% of this one 4700. So 4700 ohm into 10%, so 10 by 100. So here it goes, so it will be comes to be 470. So the resistor what we have with this color code yellow, violet and red, its resistance will be between 4700 minus 470 and 4700 plus 470 ohms. So this is 5170. If you subtract here 0, so 3, 2 and 4. So its resistance varies between, this resistance varies between 4230 ohms to 5170 ohm. Why does the resistance variation comes? It is due to when the charges flow through or current flows through this one, it may get little heated up. Due to the heat, the resistance varies, and also the material selected, what the carbon quality, that also depends, so that makes the difference here. So tolerance gold will be 5%. If the fourth band is absent, no band is there, means it will shows that it has 20% tolerance. So in our study, say questions may be in reverse direction also. You may be given the value, so give the color code for the resistor, that may be also asked. So this is all our 1 mark or 2 mark questions. They will be asking giving the value, they will ask the color code. Similarly, if here what we discussed is using the color code, we have taken the values. So if values are given, then you should able to give the colors also, color bands also. So for example, we will take a resistor with the resistance 2000 ohm and say tolerance plus or minus 20%. So what will be the band here? So if you see here, you will get the number, first 2 significant numbers here, you can see it is 2 and 0. So 20 into, so this comes to be 10 to the power 2 ohm. So what is the color band I should give? 2. For 2 I am going to give red, and for 0 it is black, and so the multiplier 10 to the power 2, it is red. And since tolerance will be having no band, so 2000 ohm resistor will be represented with the color codes red, black, red and no band. That we can make easily. Here also you can make that model easily using using this insulation tape. If I put the first band with the red, so it is now 2, and next should be the so these are the numbers here. So I am going to put this one with the second, so black now second, and once again now third band, it is the multiple. These are the 2 significant numbers. So red represents 2, black represents 0. Now the third band, once again it should be multiplier with the 2. So I am going to give the red band here. So this is the representation for 2000 ohm resistor with the no band. Fourth band is absent, no color is given here, fourth band. So it is variation is 20%. Red, black, red represents 2000 ohm resistor. So this way you can also, students or anybody can make models and study this one. Even color chalks also we can use to study this one. So it is very interesting. And what are the advantages of this carbon resistors? They are very compact, very small in size, and also very cheap, and you can have different watts, or its power dissipation will be different type of powers you can have. That is also the advantage of our carbon resistors. In the wire wound resistor, we are using, as I told, we are using the alloys. So already we have studied the alloys such as nicro, manganese, constantan. They have a range where the resistivity, where the temperature changes, the resistivity variation will be very small. So metal alloys are used in the wire wound resistors. So now for our circuits or for our use, we want a fixed value of resistor. But in the market, we are not going to get whatever the value we need. We are not able to get that one, means we should go for some combination. So next task is our combination of resistors. To get the desired value of resistance of the resistors, we go for the combination of resistors. Commonly, we have two types of combination of resistors: series combination of resistors and parallel combination of resistors. First, let us see what is a series combination of resistors. So when resistors are connected end to end such that the same current flows through them is known as series combination of resistors. So we have a question. Derive or get expression for equivalent resistance when two resistors are connected in series. So consider two resistors with the resistances R1 and R2, which are connected end to end. This is one end of the R1 and this R2, and they are connected. So now let us have a potential difference applied here. So let us have an imaginary cell connected. Imaginary cell connected to this one, this combination, across the combination. So if you want, you can have this point as A and this point as B. So the potential difference of the cell, whenever you say, it is V. So the source or the cell will provide the movement of charges or electric current. So charges will be flowing. Whenever the conventional current means we take positive charges moving. So this is the positive terminal. So from here the charges come to this R1, and there is no other go. Whatever the charge comes out from R1, that will pass through R2 and it will come back to the negative terminal, and it closes the circuit. Now our task is to find what is the equivalent, what is the net effect of these two resistors when they are connected in series. So we know the Ohm's law also. We know what is Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. So here, what is the potential difference across the resistor R1? So it is we will take it as V1, and potential difference across R2, we take it as V2. Across R1 V1 and across R2 V2. So the PD, potential difference, I will use the short form, potential difference across R1 is equal to V1, and according to Ohm's law, it is I into R1. Since the charge is same, the current will also be same. Similarly, potential difference across the resistor R2, let me represent it with symbol V2. V2, it is equal to I into R2. Therefore, what is the total potential differences here? So V is equal to, it is V1 plus V2. So using this relation, we get I into R1 plus I into R2. So it is equal to I into R1 plus R2. So you see from here I will write V equal to I into R1 plus R2. So I will name this equation as 1. Now if this combination is combination of these two resistors which are in series, if it is replaced by an equivalent resistor, so we will take this point A and point B. Instead of two resistors, if you are replacing a single resistor, let me call it as the equivalent resistor. So R equivalent. So we will be having the same cell. So it gives the same potential difference P. Now R equivalent, what is R equivalent we get here? So effective resistance of two resistors and the current here I. So the potential difference across the resistor will be given by V equal to I into R equivalent. So I will call this equation as 2. Now comparing equation 2 and 1, we get I into R equivalent is equal to I into R1 plus R2. So I cancels. So we get R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2. This is the expression for equivalent resistance of two resistors connected in series. To remember, we can use the symbol here instead of R equivalent. You can use, this popularly it is used, RS equal to R1 plus R2. It indicates, S indicates that it is the equivalent resistance at the series combination or for the series combination of resistors. So now we can see some special cases also. What happens if instead of two resistors, what will be the equivalent resistance for three resistors? So the words equivalent or effective or resultant. So what is the result of these two resistors connected in a particular way? Means here series, or what is the equivalence or what is the effect? So we can use equivalent. So popularly used word is equivalent or effective and also resultant resistance. So here instead of two resistors, if you have three resistors, what will be the resistance? So equivalent resistance. So if you want, you can write for the series means RS, it is equal to how many? 3. So R1 plus R2 plus R3. So these are the different applications of this series combination we can take. Or if you are having n resistors instead of 3, if you have number of resistors, then it can be written as RS equal to, very simple, R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus ... Last is the nth resistor, its resistance. Suppose if you have the same resistors connected in series, then consider, let us say 3 resistors are connected or n resistors are connected of the same value, then RS equal to R, same value, R plus R, how many times? Is n times. So n times, so it counts to be n into R. So here, what from this discussion we can see that what is the effect here? So what is the type of the resistance you are going to get? For if you need to get a higher value of resistance, we go for the series combination. So here, if equivalent resistance will be higher than the largest value, we can say value in the combination. For example, we can take one example also, say R1 is equal to say 1000 ohm, and R2 a very small value will take say 1 ohm. So when they are combined, what happens? You can see R1 plus R2 means 1000 plus 1, it becomes 1001. 1001, 1 ohm. Okay. So here the equivalent value 1001, it is more than or it's higher than 1000 ohm. So that is the idea of your series combination. So also what I draw the figure, from that figure also we can see that it acts as a potential divider circuit. It acts as a potential divider circuit. So if I can say series combination of resistors is a potential divider circuit. It acts as a potential divider circuit. So if you have say two resistors, say R1 and R2, if it is connected across a cell here or a battery with the potential difference V, then this potential difference V is divided into V1 and V2. That is the idea. So V is equal to V1 plus V2. So these are the applications where you use the series combination, where we need as a potential divider circuit. So next we will study about the parallel combination of resistors. So what is a parallel combination of resistors? Or when do you say parallel combination of resistors? When do you say the resistors are connected in parallel? When the resistors are connected in between two fixed points. When the resistors are connected in between 2 points such that the potential difference across each resistor is same, it is known as parallel combination of resistors. So here once again the same question will be maybe asked, find or derive expression for, formula expression for the parallel combination of expression for equivalent resistance, equivalent resistance of parallel combination of resistors. So let us consider here we will start simple, is having two resistors is the easiest way. So consider two resistors connected in parallel. So let me have the first resistor with the resistance R1 ohm, and say I will be having another second resistor with the resistance R2. If they are connected between the common points, two common points, say A and it is B. Now let me have the because we should apply a potential difference, let me have an imaginary cell here. Actually in your lab we are going to do the practicals, there you are using a cell there. So this is the potential V is the potential given by the battery or the cell. So now the current flows here, current is drawn from this cell. So here when it reaches at A, the current gets divided. So here through the R1, let us say current I1 flows, and from here through R2 the current I2 flows. The current flowing or the charges flowing through R1 come to this point B here, and similarly the charges passing through R2 also come here. They meet here, I1 and I2, and we will get the current I. So for the parallel combination, for the parallel combination of resistors, we have I is equal to, the current I is equal to, it's getting divided here. So in the next discussion we will see the parallel combination acts as or used as a current divider circuit. That also can be noted here. So I is equal to I1 plus I2. And what about the potential difference here? Say potential difference between R1 is also V, R2 is also V. The potential difference is same. So the potential difference is same, but the current is different here. I is equal to I1 plus I2. So using Ohm's law, we know Ohm's law, popularly we know Ohm's law is V is equal to IR. So using this we will get I is equal to V by R. So for the resistor R1, the first resistor R1, the potential is V, current is I1, and we have the resistance R1. So for the first resistor with resistance R1, we have I1 is equal to, the potential is same. So it is V by R1. And for the second resistor, similarly we can apply, it is V by R2. So here we get, substituting, we will get V by R1 plus V by R2. So it is V is common, so we will get V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Okay, 2. This can be named as 1, so I'll name this as 2. Now if this combination is replaced, if this combination, which is a parallel combination, is replaced by an equivalent resistor, a new resistor, so we will be replacing it. I'll write R equivalent, cell is same, V. The current what it flows is I. For this equivalent resistor, we can write the relation for the current I is equal to V by R equivalent. So if I name this equation as 3, using 3 and 2, using equation 3 and 2, what I get here, V by R equivalent is equal to V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So V cancels. So 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R1 plus R2. Sorry, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So for the to remember that one, equivalent resistance, you can use the symbol Rp also. If you use the symbol Rp, then you can write 1 by R equivalent is equal to, or 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Here it is very important to note that what you get is not exactly the equivalent resistance, it is the reciprocal of equivalent resistance. So here you can have a statement here, for the parallel combination of resistors, the effective or equivalent resistance, how it will be, the reciprocal of equivalent resistance is equal to the sum of the reciprocals of the resistors in that parallel combination. That is the rule. So for two resistors we will be having reciprocal 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So if you take the common denominator also, then you will get 1 by Rp equal to here R1 into R2 is the common denominator, so it comes to be R2 plus R1. Therefore 1 by Rp is equal to R1 plus R2 divided by R1 R2. Therefore the reciprocal, if you take effective resistance or equivalent resistance in parallel, it will be equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So this is little bit to be noted when you solve the problems also, it's important. So now we'll have some discussion over the similar as for the how you had for series combination, we'll be having for the parallel combinations also. Instead of 2 resistors, if you have 3 resistors, what happens? If you have 3 resistors, say instead of 2 resistors, we'll be having one more resistor here. Say you'll be having one more resistor which is connected. Okay. R3. Now the picture changes little bit, so it's very easy. So if you have 3 resistors, then the reciprocals 1 by R equivalent, so it is in parallel, 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So if there are n resistors, then this rule will be extended. 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 just 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus dot dot dot. Last we will be having 1 by R suffix n, nth resistor. Suppose if you have the same value of resistances, then this will be for the same value we can have, if the values of the resistors are same, then 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R plus 1 by R. So plus how many times? It is n times. So we will be getting 1 by Rp equal to how many times? N times. So n into 1 by R, so it is equal to n by R. And already I told it is a current divider circuit, explained how it acts as a current parallel combination of resistors, acts as a current divider circuit. Next we will be having what is the equivalent resistance, value of equivalent resistance. We can take one example and also you can find it easily. The effective or equivalent resistance of the parallel combination will be lesser than the lowest value in the combination. We will take the same example, say R1 equal to 1000 ohm and R2 equal to just 1 ohm. So when they are combined in parallel, so what is the intention here? The equivalent value should be less than the lowest value, should be less than 1. That is to be found out here. So 1 by 1000 plus 1 by 1. So it is equal to, if you take the common denominator here, it becomes 1 plus 1000. So 1001 divided by 1000. So it is 1 by Rp. Therefore Rp equal to resistance, equivalent resistance in parallel means it is nothing but 1000 divided by 1001, which is less than 1. So it is lower than the lesser value here, lower than the least value in the combination. That is the idea for our effective resistance or equivalent resistance. We can take one numerical also, simple numericals you can find. You may be asked, what is the effective resistance? What is the effective resistance when 2 resistors of value R1 equal to 6 ohm and R2 equal to 3 ohm connected in parallel. So we have the formula R equivalent 1 by R equivalent equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So it is equal to 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3. So if you take the common denominator, then we will be having 18. So 6 how many times? It is 3 times. 3 how many times? It is 6 times. So you are getting 9 by 18. This is 1 by R equivalent. The care should be taken 1 by R equivalent here. Okay, so little bit care, because when you are doing the problem in a hurry, you may write a different answer. So be careful here. It is reciprocal of equivalent resistance. Therefore, we get R equivalent equal to 18 by 9. 18 by 9. So it is 2 ohm. R equivalent equal to 2 ohm. So it is also, once again, it's very clear. When we go for combination, parallel combination, the equivalent resistance what we get, it is lesser than the least value or the lower value here. So effective resistance what you get here 2 ohm, which is lesser than the 3 ohm. So this makes clear. And in numericals, the problem with the combination, it will be appearing in the problems with the external resistor or when connected to a cell with some internal resistance, that we can see, that we will see in the later discussion. We'll do that numericals. So once again, with the application of the or in the study of cells, we are going to see once again how does this combination of resistors formula or idea is used in numericals. It's very important, because in this chapter 3 or unit 3, we are going to get a numerical problem. Usually you are going to get, so all the numericals are important here. So let me take some example. Okay, one more example. Say we can have a separate, okay, series combination of resistor and also a parallel combination of resistor. There is other task also. Say if you have 3 resistors, let, for our simplicity, we will take R1 equal to R2, all are of same value. Also you can take 3 resistors. If you have 3 resistors, how you can combine them? So that's a challenge. So here, how we can combine these resistors? Say for example, I have I will, in a different way I can have first choice I can have all the 3 resistors R1 R2 in series. Simple. R1 R2 R3 in series. So if I have, for example, if I R1 R2 and R3, if I take all are of 1 ohm. If I have 3 resistors of 1 ohm, how do you connect in different type, and what are the effective resistors? That's the question. So first we can connect all the resistors in series. Okay, if you connect all the resistors in series, R1 plus R2 plus R3, it will come together. So its value is 1 ohm. So we know the formula R equivalent equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So you can have that value 1 plus 1 plus 1. So it is equal to, it comes to 3 ohm. Second, you can go for directly, we can have the combination as a parallel combination. So R1, so R2, R1, R2 and R3. Okay, R3. So we have the formula for effective resistance or equivalent resistance, 1 by R equivalent equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Since the value is 1 ohm, it's very easy. 1 by R equivalent equal to 1 by 1, it is 1 by 1, 1 by 1, so it is equal to 3 ohm. 1 by R equivalent equal to 3 ohm. It implies that 1 by R equivalent equal to 3 ohm. Therefore R equivalent, it is the question there, R equivalent is asked, not the reciprocal. So R equivalent equal to 1 by 3 ohm, so it is equal to 0.33 ohm. So once again it's clear, the effective resistance or the equivalent resistance for the combination in parallel combination when they are connected in parallel, it is lesser than the lowest value. Its lowest value here all are same, it is 1, so it comes to be less than 1.33 ohm. Now even one more type we can connect, still one more combination we can go. It's a mixture of your series and parallel combination. So we'll go for the third one. So it is equal to so I'll be having R1 here, and I will take R2 and R3 in the parallel combination. So R2 and R3. So what is the solution here? So first here you have to think little bit. So it's a combination here. So it is series point. Okay, you take this as point A and this is point B. Now here we will be having a combination. It's nothing but a parallel combination of resistors. So if you take this effective resistance here, it is 1 by R equivalent equal to 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 here. So it is nothing but 1 plus 1, so it is equal to 2. So 1 by R equivalent equal to 2. Therefore R equivalent equal to 1 by 2 is nothing but 0.5 ohm. 0.5 ohm. So next, what is the next step here? What happens to this circuit actually? So this is R1 and the effective or equivalent resistance, now it becomes R equivalent, we know that value. So now the combination turns to be pure series here. So equivalent, R equivalent equal to R1 plus R equivalent. So it is 1 plus 0.5, so it comes to be 1.5 ohm. General equation also, using this circuit or this figure, we can have a small discussion with the, our general explanation or example. I can take a general example for this one also. Say when the resistors are connected, find the equivalent resistance or what is the current, that also can be asked here. So if there are 3 resistors, one resistor R1 and next will be having R2 and R3, so these are connected in parallel. So now if you replace this combination with the equivalent resistance, what will happen? So it is, so R1 here, 1 by R equivalent equal to 1 by R2 plus R3. So I can represent with this one R equivalent of 2, 3. So what is the value of R equivalent to 3? I am using simple symbol, there is no exactly representation, only equivalent, R equivalent for 2 and 3. Here it is equal to, you can write it's nothing but R2 R3 divided by R2 plus R3. Therefore in the third step, next step, you get what is R equivalent. R equivalent for this combination is replaced by an equivalent resistor here, R equivalent to 3. So what is get R equivalent with respect to all this together? We get R1, 2, 3 is equal to R1 plus R equivalent to 3. I already told there is nothing special here, it is just representation only. So if you add that one, you will get R1 plus R equivalent. I have found there R2 R3 divided by R2 plus R3. If you take the common denominator here, once again R equivalent 1 to get common denominator will be R2 plus R3. So it is R1 into R2 plus R3 plus R2 R3. So it is equal to R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3 divided by R2 plus R3. This is the equivalent resistance for the given example. So current, you can find the current also if this combination is connected to a source or a cell of a potential difference, say V. Then what is the current flowing through that one, that also you can get. So we have Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So using that one, I is equal to V by R. What is the effect resistance we will be having here? So I is equal to V by, it is what I wrote, that symbol, R equivalent 1 2 3. So it is equal to V by R1 R2 plus R1 R3 plus R2 R3 divided by R2 plus R3, that comes to the reciprocal, so it comes to here R2 plus R3. This much amperes current is flowing through the combination. That is the solution for this example. So why we actually go for the combinations? Because in the market, if you go, you will be getting a fixed value. Say for example, it may be of 1 ohm, then 2 ohm, 5 ohms, then 22 ohm, on 33, like that. So you will get 2.2 ohm, kilo ohm, 3.3. After that, we may get 5.6, like that. Only the values in the market, what you get, a fixed value. So for our applications in the circuit, which value we want, we go for a combination. So it may be a pure series, it may be a pure parallel combination, or it may be a combination of series and parallel. So it makes our desired resistance, it can be obtained by going for the different combinations. That is the idea. So this, once again, these all the problems will come in the next this one, as I told. Okay, when do we say the resistors connected in parallel? That is a little bit specifically outright. When the two resistors are connected, or when the resistors are connected between two common points such that the potential difference is same. The potential difference is same, and the main current is equal to sum of the currents in the combination. So I is equal to I1 plus I2. That's the key word here. It is important. And after studying this series and parallel combination, very easy to differentiate between what is the differences between series combination and parallel combination. You have to just list out the main definitions or definition and other properties. So what is that usually we will be asking to do as a homework or to write yourself. So if you have series combination and parallel combination, the first is the key itself. It says that is the definition. Series means, you know, end to end. That's the key word, end to end connection of the resistors. Here resistors are connected between two common points. Two common points. This is the idea. And in series combination, the current is same. The current in the resistors, current is same. So here for the parallel combination, the potential difference across the resistors, is same. And here I can write the formula also. Rs for this one, Rs is equal to R1 plus R2, just for two resistors. Here if you have the Rp, you are not going to get actually directly in the formula. 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. And what is the value of the equivalent resistance in series combination? Equivalent resistance when you go for series combination, equivalent resistance is high, and in the parallel combination, equivalent resistance is low. And this series combination of resistors act as a potential divider. It acts as a potential divider circuit, whereas the parallel combination acts as a current divider circuit. These are the main differences between series combination and parallel combination of resistors. The combination of resistors, it is in the practical part also. It's also important there. So usually in the lab, if you have this type of resistor, how to connect in series. So there you will be asked to verify the effective resistance or equivalent resistance in series, or it may be asked to verify the equivalent resistance in parallel combination. So here you see I already shown the resistor. What is the resistor here? So it is nothing but a wire here. So this is one terminal, this is another terminal. Let me take this is R1, this is R2. So how you connect end to end? This is one end of this resistor 1 and this is another. So I have to connect that one. So using a connecting wire here. So I will connect a wire from the one end of the resistor R1 and I will connect to the another end to end. This is nothing but end to end connection. So it looks very clear, it comes in the same line. R1 and R2, they are connected end to end. So this is a series combination. From here you can take the wire to the cell from the combination, because whatever the electrical experiment, you need a source here. So one wire goes to positive terminal and another wire goes to the negative terminal. It may be used in the meter bridge. That application will be in your practical part also. So you will be replacing. So these two wires going from the combination, two wires. This is the combination, series combination. So same way parallel combination also we can do. If you have the two resistors, same resistors also you can take. Here there should be a common point here. So I am taking one wire from this resistor. Okay, say this is R1. I am taking a wire from here and I am going to connect that one to the another here. Sorry, right? That is a common point here. So I will take the wire from the common point. So the same one side of the resistor is connected to a common point here, and another sides of the resistors will be connected to another point. Say this is this way usually we do. So here So how it looks here in the figure also you can match here. This is a real resistors, say R1, R2. They are connected end to end. Simple. They are connected end to end. So in the parallel combination, they are connected between 2 points. Say resistance R1 is here, R2 is here. They are connected. These 2 common points between A and B. It is connected like this. It looks like this. So this is in reality what we do in our practical part also. Now let us discuss about the electrical energy and power. For that discussion, let us have some preparation or what we studied in past PU and in the previous chapters and also in this chapter. We know what is electric current, rate of charge. So I is equal to dq by dt, and also we know the conservation of energy, total energy of the system is conserved, kinetic energy plus potential energy, total energy equal to, and in the for where the charge and the potential applied, then we will be having potential energy of a charge is nothing but Q into V, where Q is the charge and V is the potential. And also we know power is nothing but work by time, and work and energy, they are related. Work is nothing but change in kinetic energy, that is nothing but work energy theorem. Let us consider a resistor which is connected between 2 points A and B. If I connect a cell here to the combination with the potential V, the potential at the current flows this way. So when does the current flows? The current will flow from the higher potential to the lower potential. So let us take, this is the higher potential and this is the lower potential, and at the point A, the potential B, say V of A, and at the point B, the potential B of B, V of B. Then what is the potential difference here? The potential difference is nothing but potential difference across the resistor, PD across the resistor is, we have, this is the higher potential, this is the lower potential. So V of A minus V of B. Since this is higher and this is the lower, so higher value minus lower value, it is very clear, it is positive. It's greater than 0 means it is positive. We know here the charges, what's current is nothing but flow of charges here for a short interval, of time, say delta t. What is the charge flowing here? That gives your rate, gives your current. So using that relation for the short time interval delta t, we have the charge Q equal to, or delta Q is equal to nothing but I into delta t, The potential energy of the charge at A is Q into V of A, and potential energy at B of the charge Q is Q into V of B. So what is the change in potential energy? So the final potential, that is potential energy, let me take it as, okay, delta U, change in potential energy. So final potential energy minus initial potential energy. So the final potential energy minus initial potential energy is here. This is the final here at B, because the charges we take the direction here, charges moving from A to B. So final potential energy is Q into potential at B minus Q into potential at A. So it is Q into V of B minus V of A. This is nothing but as we just seen, There is a potential difference. Potential difference is V of A minus V of B. So V of A minus V of B, instead of that we have V of B minus V of A. So it is equal to Q into minus V. So here let me take this delta Q. So delta Q into minus V. So we get minus delta Q into V. So this is nothing but change in potential energy, change in potential energy. Now if you take the conservation of energy here, what happens actually in the conductor when you apply an external electric field? When you connecting a cell means it is applying an external electric field. Due to the external electric field, the electrons start to move here. Here in the conductor, whatever the electrons move, they move without any acceleration, because when they move they will collide with the atoms and they will be moving with the drift velocity. So since they don't have any acceleration, there will be, due to the external field, there will be change in kinetic energy, and using the conservation law of conservation of energy, we can have the kinetic energy here. It's nothing but minus of delta Q. So it is equal to delta Q V. Delta K equal delta Q into V. But delta Q is nothing but, it is nothing but here, if you know already, delta Q is nothing but, so change in kinetic energy delta K is equal to delta Q. I am going to substitute with the I delta T into V. So this is change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy is nothing but, you can take it as work done here. So that is dissipated as the heat energy. So energy per unit time, it is nothing but power. Power is nothing but energy by time, or energy per unit time. So here we get I delta T V P equal to I delta T by delta T. So delta cancels. So we get power dissipated is equal to P equal to IV. P equal to IV. So here using Ohm's law, we can have the other forms also of the power. V equal to IR, very popular mathematical form of Ohm's law. If I use that way, here P, if I substitute I, or okay, let me keep I here. I'm going to substitute for V. V equal to here I into R. Say I'm going to substitute V by IR. So it is equal to I square R. And instead of V, if I substitute for I equal to V by R. So P equal to V by R into V. So it becomes V square by R. So power dissipated in the resistor, P equal to, we can have this equation, P equal to IV, or it's equal to I square R, or it is equal to V square by R. This relation we can use for our further discussions also. So from where you will get the energy here for a resistor? So the cell or the battery will give the energy. Usually we use the chemical cells. So chemical cell, it has electrolytes. So whatever the electrolytes is chemical cell, we have the representation of a chemical cell. So it will be having a anode and cathode, and will be having the electrolyte here. So if you take the terminals out here, and if you connect that one to the resistor, the electrical energy is supplied by the cell here from a chemical cell. It is the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. So this is the idea here. Next, this application of power dissipation, it has a very good, very important application in the case of transmission of power. So this power, what we get in the domestic or anywhere, the electric power or electric current, what you say current, electricity, what you get here, it is generated somewhere in the power stations, and it is transported from thousands or hundreds of kilometers to the houses, factories, or the buildings. So here the transmission, while we are transmitting the power or transmission the power, there will be loss. There will be a loss in the power loss. How it will come, that we will just see. At home we have, say we have any apparatus or any equipment, so it will be having some resistance. So the power here used will be, according to our definition, it will be VI, or it is nothing but it is equal to I square R also. Now at the house the power comes, it comes from the transmission lines, and the power is generated at a far end. So we will be having, so okay, you maybe have seen the very height, this one. So from here we will be having another term in this one, tower, and here also we will be having, these are the transmission wires. Since it is a very long wire, you will be having a considerable resistance for this one. Let us mark that. Okay, mark the resistance of the transmission wire as RC. The transmission wires which carry current from the power generating station to our house or whatever our domestic use, that the power will be dissipated in the connecting wires. So connecting wires will be having a reasonable or countable resistance, let it be RC. So the power dissipated in connecting wires, which is wasted, it is nothing but PC equal to I square RC. So it can be written as in the form of P square RC by V square. So in the transmission of power from the power stations, we have a high voltage compared to the current, or enormous voltage is used for the transmission. So in the transmission lines we see this danger high voltage like that, so it will be in kilovolts. So due to that high voltage, this PC can be minimized. So that is the application, one application which is used in our transmission of power.